My name's Candis Michelle Dawson. I am a native Memphian.
Born and raised Memphis. Grew up, went to Raleigh Egypt High School.
I went to Craigmont High School and Craigmont Junior High. Go Chiefs.
I was involved with basketball mostly. Prior to high school, I was, Boy Scout. My mom was my Boy Scout leader. She was my basketball coach.
Both of my parents were very supportive and encouraging. My dad was really quiet, calm. My mom has a lot of my personality. I met Keith when my mom, this spunky personality, she used to go in this store back then. It was called Cecil's all the time. She went to Cecil's every single day.
I met her mom before I knew her. Her mom used to come in the store like every day. One day she brought Candis in. She said she had told Candis about me.
Oh, there is this handsome little boy that works at the grocery store, and he's so polite and he has the most gorgeous eyes. I just think you should meet him. One day we were coming from cheerleading practice and I decided to ride with her to Cecil's.
That's pretty much how I met. She came in, she was just standing there for a second, but then she started asking me questions. What school I go to, do I know this person, know that person?
When I left out the store, I was like, oh my God, he is fine. There was a guy in my high school named Michael that also worked at Cecil's.
He brought me a picture of her. I told him, to tell her I wanted to reach out or whatever, and pretty much the rest is history. That's how it happened.
The first date, I was 16. Keith is older than me. And so we went to the movies and I was so nervous.
I remember I ended up at her mom's house and she was kind of in wow of the fact that I was there. I know her mom was real protective of her. I think the only way I got in good was the fact that she knew me before Candis did.
And so we went to the movies, and then afterwards we went to Ruby Tuesdays. After that, we just had a hitch.
I think my first impression of Candis was she was kind of shy.
He was just a gentleman. I just thought he was just fine. That's all. He was just fine. Back then at 16, I just was worried about him being fine. Keith said, I love you first.
I think I'm the one who said I love you first.
I will never forget, he bought us these shirts in high school that said, Candis loves Keith and Keith loves Candis. So we both had one.
Heart-shaped balloons on it or whatnot.
He wore the shirt to school in the cafeteria, and one of his friends dared him to take his sweatshirt off.
I bet you want to take your shirt off and walk around with it on. And I said, I bet you I will. And I just snatched it off and just walked around the halls in full confidence.
I kind of realized I wanted to marry Keith. I want to say I was still in high school and my father had just passed, and he was really, really supportive. He was really there for me.
She's the type that if she sets her mind to something, she's going to accomplish it. And to me, these days, that's kind of rare with a lot of people. So I think that one thing there is what sparked the initial thought of being married.
No matter what happened in our life, some kind of way we reunited, whether it was through friends or tragedy or life experiences. We could not talk for months. At one point, maybe years at a time. It was like we never skipped a beat. It was like no time was ever missed, and that connection was always still there. The proposal. This is all of our stories just seem to be hilarious. My mom and my sister were outside to pick me up from school. And so I was like, what are y'all doing here? And they were like, Keith told me to pick you up. So then I called Keith and was like, I already told you I had a ride home. Evidently they was trying to keep me away from the house.
I had a whole little idea of what I wanted to do, which included like rose petals and roses and all that type deal. But I didn't know what to do to get them. All I knew is this was what I wanted to do. So when she came home, I kind of met her by the door.
I came to the house, everything was just normal. He was there, and he was like, I want us to do something tonight, so Isaiah's gonna go with your mom. So I had to pack my son a bag to take back to my mom's house. So when I got back home, I went upstairs and he had this nice bubble bath lit in the jacuzzi, and there's rose petals everywhere and wine. And he was just like, it's just been a busy school year. You've got a lot going on, so I just wanted you to just relax.
She walked in the bedroom. She had her back turned to me, and I got on one knee, and she turned around. I never will forget it, man. I was so nervous. I was anxious all that day. My voice started cracking and breaking up. I was like, will you marry me? And she was like, yes, I'll marry you.
I mean, he couldn't even get the words out his mouth. I mean, he was just shaking, and he was like, will you marry me? And I was like, what? And he just couldn't. I feel so bad for him, and he just couldn't. Will you marry me? I was like, will I marry you? And so from there, I text my mom and my sister, and I was like, Keith just proposed. And everybody in the group message was like, it's about time. We've been waiting for this all night. Because they literally started at 4:30, and he didn't finally propose until close to midnight. Keith is very supportive just because he's always there.
I say she supports me in every aspect of life.
My job recently did a commercial, and he was all into it, or if we're on the news, like he loves stuff like that. He's very supportive. He wants people to see, and he likes to brag and throw in, I got a businesswoman.
Honestly, in our adult life, she's honestly made me a better man. She honestly has. And as far as me being a father, she's supported me financially through being unemployed for over a year.
He's really supportive as well with my son, and that means a lot to me because my son means a lot to me. And so just being able to see him smile and have someone that can go outside and play with him or just do guy things. Oh my gosh, they play Nerf guns all the time, and it drives me crazy in the house.
I could have been in a dark place, but it's like she's the light that kept shining throughout. And that's what I realized through that situation, that as a whole, she completes me.
That's one thing I really loved about him, is because he supported me in all those aspects. My favorite characteristic about Keith is, although he's really quiet, he is sociable.
She's goal-oriented. And if she sets out to accomplish a goal, she's gonna accomplish it.
I mean, he is hilarious. And you just kind of wonder, where did this person come from? So, he doesn't just kind of sit off in the corner to himself. He's into it.
For instance, when she set out to get her master's, she did it, and she did it in way less amount of time than I've seen.
So he has a great sense of humor, but he's really calm and reserved at the same time.
What drives me crazy about Candis would be, she doesn't know how to slow down. You know what I mean? Like, her life is so fast-paced.
He is so cautious about everything. I mean, he is gonna double check the doors and make sure the doors are locked.
She just busy. And you have to find time for self, you know what I mean? It's sort of like a control-alt-delete.
He's too calm. And that sometimes gets to me because I could be just on a tangent, like, we gotta do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do. That's probably the number one thing. And he's just calm. And I'm like, hey, I need you to have some urgency here. We got this going on.
I'm the type to where I'll sit back sometime and just realize, like, you have to slow down, and you have to slow down. You have to.
Sometimes I want him to just be like, yeah, we gotta do this. But he's just calm all the time. Five years from now, I just see us enjoying being married.
Honestly, just continuing to raise our boys. That's where I think we'd be in 5 years. Enjoying each other, enjoying each other's company.
From traveling to raising both of our sons, lots of hugs and kisses.
Just enjoying each other's company, living life, man, enjoying life.
Reginald Keith Taylor, I love you so much, and I cannot wait to become Mrs. Candis Michelle Taylor.
Candis, I can't wait to marry you. I can't wait to share the rest of our lives together, the rest of our kids' lives together.
I just thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for being a shoulder to cry on, a listening ear, supportive, just caring.
I'm just looking forward to sharing the rest of my life with you, for us, together.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you standing at the end of that altar and me standing in the back of the church, just being present in that moment and being Mrs. Taylor for the rest of our lives till death do us part.
And with that said, baby, I love you.